Greetings, white silver knights of the holy Avalonian covenant, rising into the dawning of the golden age. Here now, through the sacred rainbow bridge. Today, we had another powerful day of activations, downloads, upgrades. We had a powerful 37 Hertz manifestation on the Schumann today with many light codes coming in. The 37 is the mirror of heaven, 73 into the 37, heaven on earth. And it is the 1010 portal, the first portal to my sacred condor. We had 130 M1.5 or greater earthquakes in the last 24 hours. The most powerful in the trunk of the elephant of Antarctica, sacred Ganesh, with a 5.1, 6 energy coming in. We had a 3.6 in Texas this morning, and then in Indonesia 4.7, 3.3 in Idaho, Colombia at one of the most northern points of South America, in the sacred Andes Mountains with a 4.3, another 7 energy. South Sandwich Islands 4.9, 13 of the Goddess. The Philippines a 4.8, another 4.6 in the Philippines. Vanuatu 4.5, the 9 energy, 117 kilometers depth. We have the 99 sky beings encoded thinness activation on the ring of fire with the Lemurian energies. And then again today in the sacred portal, where the 3 holy mountains come together, creating the trident, the trinity, in Tajikistan with the Tian Shan, Kunlun Himalayan mountains. We had a 4.9, 13 of the divine goddess, and then in the crown of the queen of Lemuria, Sandpoint, Alaska, 3.6, with the 9 energy of completion. We have completed the holy union, the divine union. Then we had many activations around the ring of fire and the sacred portal of the Andes, where our divine condor Shakti flies freely with a 4.9, again 13 of the goddess energy, Sandpoint 4.1 with the 5 energy, Japan 4.6, 4.3 in Mexico, Colombia again with a 4.3 of the 7 energy, in Tonga 4.9, El Salvador, Central America 4.6, Fiji 4.3, Papua New Guinea 4.7, also on the ring of fire, and then in the sacred portal of the Stargate in Romania, Negresti with a 4.4 activation, and this was close to the Carpathian Mountains and close to the border of Moldova. 2239 UTC 4.4 with the 8 energy. We'll start today's transmissions with a Native American prayer from Chief Seattle, seeing that I'm anchoring in the grid here in Washington State now. This seems fitting. Great Spirit of Light, come to me out of the east, the red, with the power of the rising sun. Let there be light in my words, let there be light on my path that I walk. Let me remember always that you give the gift of a new day, and never let me be burdened with sorrow by not starting over again. Great Spirit of Love, come to me with the power of the north, the white. Make me courageous when the cold wind falls upon me. Give me strength and endurance for everything that is harsh, everything that hurts, everything that makes me squint. Let me move through life ready to take what comes from the north. Great life-giving spirit, I face the west, the black, the direction of sundown. Let me remember every day that the moment will come when the sun will go down. Never let me forget that I must fade into you. Give me a beautiful color. Give me a great sky for setting, so that when it's my time to meet you, I can come with glory. Great Spirit of creation, send me the warm and soothing winds from the south, the yellow, Comfort me and caress me when I am tired and cold. Unfold me like the gentle breezes that unfold the leaves on the trees. As you give to all the earth your warm, moving wind, give to me, so that I may grow close to you in the warmth. Man did not create the web of life. He is but a strand in it. Whatever man does to the web, he does to himself. Aho, Chief Seattle. Today from Divine Sistar of the Light, Celia Fenn. Incoming solar storm cloud, a slow-moving coronal mass ejection, CME, is heading for Earth. Most of the storm cloud will miss our planet, but the flanks of the coronal mass ejection will graze Earth's magnetic field on November 1st, sparking geomagnetic storms and bright auroras around the Arctic Circle. Big sunspot, AR2778. There's a new spot on the sun, and it's a big one. Only 2 days old, AR2778 is already 8 times wider than Earth, with a dozen dark cores sprawling 100,000 kilometers across the solar surface. It is inset in this magnetic map of the sun from NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory. The magnetic polarity of AR2778 identifies it as a member of the new solar cycle 25. It is, so far, the largest sunspot of the young solar cycle by a wide margin. From spaceweather.com. This is a big deal, people. At this crucial moment of change and rebirth, the sun has chosen to erupt into life after a long period of solar minimum, no sunspots. Furthermore, the sunspot is identified as part of the new cycle, called Cycle 25. The new is birthing, the phoenix is flying. It remains to be seen whether we will experience a solar flare in the lead up to the Halloween full moon, blue moon on Saturday. Please note that while we have had solar magnetic events, we have not had an electrical solar flare of any magnitude for a very long time. This signals a shift in solar patterns that signifies a new solar energy coming in with new light codes. The ride is cranking up as we move towards 1111. And today from Shonda Sparkle, the sparkling incomings of light and electric energies. Lots of energies are at play right now. Mercury retrograde is slowing down. Mars retrograde is also slowing down. Both are getting ready to go direct, so intensity is going to build. We also have 7 days now of solar streams and electromagnetic activity hitting the planet. With Uranus being on top of this full moon and Saturn opposing the Sun in Scorpio, the air is going to feel electric. It's like the entire world drank a bunch of caffeine and overdosed on electric current. Hang on, ground yourself to the earth more than once a day. Uranus rules your nervous system and electricity. This will be felt. Ground your energies, dear souls. Salt baths with lemongrass and frankincense, essential oils. Walk in the light and spread the sparkle. Shonda Sparkles. Today from Divine Bro Star the Light, Pars Kute. Light is now being flooded onto our planet at an astronomical rate. We currently have literally thousands and thousands of beautiful councils of light that are sending their love, that are helping us with different energies coming down. We have councils of light, all kinds of beautiful ETs. We have the angelic high councils, and we have the angelic high kingdom that are all sending down energies and light in this now moment. We have them sending in Christ consciousness energy through different portals and gateways onto our planet. We have the entire angelic kingdom that is with us, not only with our angels and guides, but it's also with us to help with our ascension and with purging our crown chakra, our third eye, and opening up our divinity to all that is, letting the universal love and light in. We are ascending. It is not a what if, it is a sure thing. We are ascending very quickly. Our beloved galactic families are all helping here to knock off the dark groups, to take off the dark humans, the negative ETs, and as well as the underworld that has been on our planet. The dark's reign is over. The systems are breaking up. They're not going to stay on our planet, for they cannot hold any light. The Christ consciousness energies are coming through very large gateways and portals to assist all of us and help with whatever is needed for our ascension. And we have an 1111 with another solar blast that is coming through and from the sun, as well as December 21st with a bigger solar blast coming through. The sun is helping. We have the conjunction with the 3 planets also on December 21st. So the celestial events are allowing us for our ascension as well. The humans with a lot of money that think they've held the power for so very long are actually losing it. It's fear. They're afraid. They're pushing it out stronger on us to try to control us and keep us down. It's already broken apart. There is no more control. There is no more keeping us down. We're all ascending. We have never had more help than we have now on our planet ever. Mother Earth is a Garden of Eden. Mother Earth has so many beautiful species and all kinds of wonderful, magical things on her, about her, throughout her. The inner Earth is actually helping as well, for they are holding that 5th dimension. They're holding the vibration of the 5th dimension in this moment of now. We're going to anchor into our hearts. We're going to go back home where our divinity really resides. Each and every one of us to actually be on this planet at this time and to be experiencing the great shift, the great awakening, and to be coming home back into our hearts. Soon we're going to meet a lot of new star beings. We're going to meet our galactic families. And we're going to meet and sort of intermingle with so many on the 5th dimension with sacred love of one. And today from Divine Sister of the Light, Aurora Ray, Pleiadian light forces. Our planet is aligned with the Pleiadian energies. As we move forward, the next few weeks will be full of shifts. New incredible energies are making their way to you all now. Some of you again already feel it, have embraced this, and are utilizing this time for your highest good. Spread the message and frequency. Spread the effects of this light, dear ones. The planet is moving closer and closer into a direct alignment with the stars and the energy of the Pleiades, creating intense lines of connection with the frequency, consciousness, and light of our communication and connection to each of you. Downloads will be pouring into the star seeds, the light workers. Do not be alarmed by physical manifestations and physical reactions of the body. The more sensitive you are, the more intense it may be, but simply ask us to assist. Ask us to release any uncomfortable feelings or experiences you do not wish to receive. However, remember, the more intense it is in the now moment, the greater the outcome in shifting. Also, if you are in resistance to change, you may also feel adverse effects of this shift. Do not be alarmed by ringing in the ears, cold hands and feet, and breakouts of the skin. You will be detoxing what no longer resonates. Some may even have belly aches or cramps as they release. This is simply telling you to let go. Dizziness and trouble concentrating reminds you to sit back and relax. It's okay to take a break. Those who are in alignment and fully trusting of the universe will feel bursts of energy, again ringing in the airs, an increase of synchronicity, instant manifestations, abundance, concentration, and overall peace and mindfulness. So, dear ones, you are the creator. We suggest you meditate, drink plenty of water, set intentions, wear crystals to support you during this time. The energy of amethyst, moldavite, labradorite, obsidian, citrine, and quartz will greatly assist all incoming shifts. Over the time of the Pleiadian lineup, you may be introduced or meet new people. Walk-in souls will be coming in to connect with you in the physical, so be aware and be mindful of those you meet. Do not let appearances fool you. Remain in a place of unconditional love, dear ones. Manifest, manifest, manifest. Get ready for alignment with your highest good. Be open, willing, and assist in enhancing the light for all beings and all life on Gaia. From the galacticfederation.com, and today from Divine Sister of the Light, Amanda Lawrence. Wayshowers. All of creation is observing us come into our individual remembering. As one by one, some become unified within, have already jumped or will jump before solstice to the new experience of remembered essence that permeates all things, the underlying unified field of one that always was, yet was unseen by each human within the polarity field, source within and without, one almighty light and vibrational structure. Here a new journey has begun, or will begin before solstice. These people have already experienced their undoing in October through December 2019, prior to their solstice 2019. They underwent the intense trauma period many experience now pretty much on their own, as the vast majority were in another space at the time. For many, the undoing we have known via vision would occur en masse is this October through December 2020, whether awakened or unawakened within many people. Some will exit choosing to watch from another perspective and cheer us on in wonder of you and you and you. The vast majority has chosen to experience their undoing in this now timeline of 2020, within them yet reflected to them as their own chosen catalysts within their own reality, to open them up. It will appear to get far more intense for these divine facets now. The choice is simple. Be love, or choose not to be love. One is internal surrender, the other is resistance, so requires further undoing. There is so much more to come after each get through, more to our collective storyline, a new book, not another chapter from our previous book, yet it's a choice to expand into our true divine nature, or let fear contract us. There is no right or wrong choice, just soul choice played out in human personality, forgetfulness for a while. Trust your soul. The soul is pure divine essence, felt in human as unconditional love. All events you give attention to on your outside, that each choose to put their energy to, reflects their state on the inside. Your ever-changing inner state reflects back on your outside to you. As an analogy of October through December 2020, Source is manifesting a magnificent higher dimensional feast, where the ingredients are humanity and kingdoms. Each ingredient counts, adds to the flavor. Some are raw, some are delicate, some are blissful, some are loud, some are subtle, some are fire, some are water, some are earth, some are air. They all matter. Yet the feast cannot be made by one aspect or kingdom alone. And how is it created? Over the illusion of time, sequential energies, where now we will witness a boiling point, and it comes to the boil, perceived by many humans until the solstice, while some already have been through this mass stage and watch in peace from the outside. The intensity of the boiling point is needed en masse. It helps break down certain elements within each aspect, so creating a new and different flavor that enhances the feast to come that was not available before. Each one's very own unique boiling point. Each one's story gets them there. Catalysts are supplied within each one's own illusion, are divinely supplied soul to soul to help you see you, look within, choose to see honestly, and so expand into what you always truly were. All is love, no matter how it is perceived, at varying degrees of remembrance. Many will stir their own pot, which creates their own turbulence, not being able to step back and observe it. Many will tell others how to stir their own pot, and some will intervene to stir each other's pot when it is not theirs to stir, or intervene and so get bitten internally for being interference or overbearing. A lesson to only mind ourselves where no one is our business. We are our own business, and that's more than enough. It's all perfect and already pre-designed. The recipe worked because every ingredient has already been measured and assigned by Source to create this collective play that leads to the feast already prepared. Yet every taste of the feast shall be exquisitely different, because all are a unique facet of Source light. Everyone is grateful to everyone. All is seen for the magnificence it truly was that brings forth collective and universal expansion beyond what a human in forgetfulness cannot even dream. Such is love and its powerful ability to create. Some just watch October through December 2020 in expansion from the outside, as heart light, as the grand scenes melt together, mature, to eventually create the feast for all kingdoms, where each ingredient is known to have contributed as a divine spark of one. It's not about buckling up, but about letting go, one moment at a time, and that letting go only evolves if the letting go comes from love. To let go from pain or any other emotion, or via an egoic act of the mind, only brings more perceived suffering, another more intense cycle. Via new events, the higher self gifts each to see through until inner reflection leads us all back to love, for all, including itself. There will be many opinions, many perspectives, many throughout the world, but each and every human, no matter their space, awakening stage, unawakened state, country, or age, have one thing in common that takes each home to greater peace, harmony, and balance. That is the foundation of the new, higher dimensional perspective and paradigm. And that common thread all has capability of is love within. Love is the only essence that takes each home, one way or another, and each way is intentionally by source design, so perfectly unique to them. I so celebrate you as one. One love, Amanda Lawrence. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Carolyn, Servant of Yahweh. Moldavite crystal, known as the Holy Grail Stone, is here to support the bridegrooms of Christ ascend today. Karma is clearing for their ascension into being a lion of Yuda King. Truth and clarity are awakening in them with epiphanies and concepts to complete this journey into their kingship. The Moldavite crystal frequencies emanating into the beloveds are bringing us greater levels of protection over all Holy Grail unions. This is divine intervention from the Most High, ensuring the success of your Holy Grail marriage. Amen. The Divine Mother, Shekinah, has just freed you from another deeper layer of childhood, past life trauma, for your rebirth. This may be surfacing in your life as purging, detoxing, nightmares, emotional upheaval, and karmic relationship dynamics right now. This freedom is giving you a brand new beginning of being an alchemist of the Most High. You are stepping deeper into your 369 alchemical, Heros, Gamos, birthrights of being a master creator in the flesh. You've been strong and faced your fears for this time of Ascension 144. God is rescuing you from lack, loneliness, and isolation into emotional fulfillment. This is directly affecting your brain rewiring, happening right now for your rebirth through the quantum field. We are completing the freedom and rise of the divine feminine Christ, the bride, you. Your dedication is commendable. Blend into your environment today. Sit back and observe right now. Receive the knowing that the divine taking action on your behalf today. Shift into Emperor, Empress mode. This is the end of a very long cycle and spiritual war. The spells you came to end and reverse are clearing completely from all of us for good. Soon we are flipping into our sudden windfalls, receiving our dharma and fulfillment of our manifestations. We are entering our season of happily ever after, the end. Today from Here in the Moon Astrology, Thursday, October 29, 2020. Are you feeling a bit shaken, maybe stirred, maybe fearful and completely, utterly, wildly terrified? Good. Keep going. Victoria Erickson. Are you ready for a lightning flash of brilliant clarity? For a bolt from the blue? For a door to be kicked wide open that you never even knew existed? For a shot of adrenaline straight to your heart? On Saturday the 31st, the second full moon of October, illuminates the shadowlands of Samhain, Halloween, Osawen at 8 degrees Taurus, conjunct Awakener, Uranus, Black Moon Lilith, and deep space planet Albion. Its seismic window activates today, just ahead of the U.S. Election Day Mercury trickster storm. So watch for geomagnetic shaking, recoding, and overwriting of realities. The veils are thinning, allowing you to connect to your own mystic thin places, the world beyond the world, the unseen and the holy. Albion is a thresholder archetype, active at the ending of significant cycles, escorting you through the unavoidable transition. The essence of what is emerging is so powerfully disruptive that we cannot hope to control it. It defies your past, your logic, your need for security. You must go to meet it, but you have to understand how much it will change you. You cannot outrun the lifting of the veils. The shocking, sudden, jarring, jolting 3D outer events will draw those who thrive on bells, whistles, and drama, like hypnotized moths to a flame. You know better. Best to witness personal revelations, declare what does not serve, delete expectations, and walk through that open door. November accelerates the pace of change via Mercury, Mars, Neptune, turning direct, the third Jupiter Pluto conjunction, and a wild card lunar eclipse. If you are a creative, sensitive, solopreneur, or wayfinder, it's time to transition to the incoming Aquarian template. From here in the moon, astrology.co.uk. Today from the Archangelic Calendar. Gaia is in the element of air. Even though the fire has ignited the darkness, the wind will only intensify the flames further. The intensity that has been brought to this planet is going to incite unthinkable change. We must be ready to adapt to all the sudden changes about to occur. All of them are for the better, but they will take some time to get used to. The dark aspects of our physical reality are dissolving. It is very possible that things may disappear out of thin air. As the many empires crumble, we will need a strong net to catch society. Time is upside down, sideways, and backwards. This is an engineering event facilitated by the multiverse, as this engineering is way too macro and specific to be otherwise. One of the key things this report does is to help us calculate the timing of macro manifestations. It used to be much slower than today, and we were seeing physical manifestations coming 1 or 2 3D years to the day after the metaphysical action. This is not the case, as manifestation has sped up significantly. We see many things manifest within a single archangelic season. Has anyone thought about where we will be many moons from now? Society is holding their breath until the powers that be tell them to breathe. We must discourage such behavior. They must not do this any longer. Help them look forward to the upcoming season with optimistic hope. As we celebrate Dussehra, we remember that righteousness always triumphs over evil. This holiday also reminds humanity that there are still supernatural forces by our side. There are many positive feeling holidays that the Archangelic Calendar observes. This would be the most important. The Animal Legion is about to turn it up to levels that we didn't think they were capable of. We had great success stopping the events in upstate New York. Transitioning to 5D, nature is ridiculously abundant. This truth is not suitable for retail, but it is very accurate. We cannot have a need that Gaia cannot provide for. Do not lose sight of this. We must not mistake a lack of convenience in hoarding for lack of ability to provide necessities. Do not confuse a visiting archangel with an archangel incarnate. There are many cases where an archangel comes into someone's body to put them on a better path. It's a lot like the show Quantum Leap. They come to fix something and leave. This situation is a widespread occurrence and can happen to anyone at any time. The current effort of disclosure is ridiculous because it's only flowing through the scientific communities. If we wish to speed up disclosure, keep an eye on the science coming out of unusual sources and underground science. A few upgrades are completely downloaded. We can tell this by aftershock we are feeling. Many rivers will be forming, some lost, some found, but all of them will be cycling higher dimensional water signatures to our Earth reservoirs. There is much talk about a prominent lightworker being malevolent. This is correct, but it did not just happen. This takeover occurred a very long time ago. She has been dormant and building trust until now. Okay, there are more than a few of these malevolent lightworkers. Philosophical buffet, have empathy for the universe. It is a sentient being on a journey much like yourself. Of course, we cannot compare the universe's growth with our personal growth, but it runs parallel, adjacent, and are contingent upon each other. It is the perspective that varies the observation of these motions. Divinity is part of yourself, and there is no detaching yourself from divinity, as you would cease to be. Divine orchestration can take over at any moment, and this is the most prominent fear darkness has, knowing that divinity may reclaim their will. We voluntarily came here, not knowing that we were going to encounter. We did see that we were going to succeed, but the success's manifestation was not clear. We must put this into perspective. Our souls did not come here for a good time. We are ancients who have individually walked the line of ascension before. We are attempting mass ascension, and everyone hearing this was chomping at the bit to have the opportunity to do so. After I learned energy manipulation as a child, strange symbols showed up on my knuckles. I spent many years not knowing what they were until I realized what they meant via cuneiform. This situation will be a similar story to many among us as we go through deep metaphysical and physical changes to match. Dragon energy changes the dynamic of our world on a macro scale. This evolved group of beings have been pivotal to humanity. Lao Tzu and Bob Marley are two very obvious Dragon Legion humans who did just that. The notion of what dragon energy needs to be better understood. It is a dangerous notion to be in love with oneself in the form of vanity or narcissism. A healthy love for oneself is pivotal, but not at the expense of an inflated ego. We must not pose for the optical eye, and thus we will not see through its digital gaze. The darkness is fading fast. This leaves us with the societal question: what do we do with the 3D mess that was left behind? The tools for today's assignment are in the links in the description below. The assignments for today: the entrance and exit portals are running correctly. Please continue to use them. There is a timeline created in World War II by the Nazis to hijack any positive timelines. Finding this timeline is pretty easy, but it is coiled around the 3rd dimensions up into the 6th dimension, and will need to be severed in several locations. I have had an encounter with this group during my 3rd coma. They are very aggressive, and if you encounter any of them, you will need to be ready with an exit portal, sword, and shield. For those familiar with how to sever a timeline, you must go to the timeline and sever it with a powerful metaphysical sword. It is not a bad idea to go back in time and handle the Nazis as well. They seem to be relevant to today's timeline. For solutions to occur, all sides must be willing to work at an answer. Until we non-objectively soften all positions, progress will halt. We can encourage this with a pink flame, engulf the earth with the pink flame, and this will promote compromise and peaceful solutions. When a child is born, it has a platinum string that attaches the parent to the child heart to heart. Unless either party purposefully severed this connection, it is always intact. To help a missing child find their parents, activate the string at the heart of either party, then imbue it with golden light. Then keep tugging on the heartstring until you hear the voice of the child and the parent. We do not need to know the names of the people involved. Their prayers are readily available in the ether. Create rainbow bridges to these stars and constellations: Aldebaran, Algol, Polaris, Procyon, Alphecca, Antares, Arcturus, Capella, Sirius A, Sirius B, Spica, Deneb, Algety, Algorab, Vega, the Pleiades, Cygnus, Alpha Centauri, Mysa, Orion, Aquarius, Pisces, and Canopus. Contain Algol. It is a prime for evil intent. The best course of action is to surround the star with its portals, then engulf Algol and its surroundings with a violet flame. If anything comes up, make sure it goes through the exit portal. Use sword and shield. Cities and areas in need of a violet flame bath: Granby, Abuja, Melbourne, Sydney, the dwarf planet Ceres, Oslo, Ithaca, Watkins Glen, Geneva, Stockholm, Denver, Bali, Beirut, London, New York City, Washington, D.C., Sicily, Cape Town, Kingston, St. James, Tokyo, Hawaii, Madrid, Rio, Lima, and Chicago. We wish to make adjustments to this timeline by using the roller coaster technique, whereas you evoke the feeling of rising as you firmly grip your present reality. Use both hands to hold on to what is and produce a rising feeling with great emotion. We are officially calibrating stargates in the Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. Use the following numerical codes in circular patterns: 424356262. This effort will make sure that the thawing stargates are correctly calibrated. We will be building more and more metaphysical structures to help promote an easy transition into a 5D reality. This specific structure will have 9 layers. The first one is square, the second 2 are oval, the fourth is a triangle, the 5th through 8th is a circle, and the final one on top is a Merkaba. Erect these structures everywhere possible. They will bring fertility to our positive energy. A crystal hovering disc can be placed anywhere, but it is very effective when placed over moving water. These structures are macro regulators of the area. Once completed, they will immediately get to work. It is a good general practice to check the ether daily to see if anything is pressing at the moment. From the ArchangeliCalendar.com. Today from the Zolkin Times. Kin 214, White Rhythmic Wizard. Rhythmic is the name for the number 6, and its keywords are equality, balance, and organize. We are now on the 6th day of the red moon wave spell with its agenda of going with the flow. Day 6 is always about getting practical and organized. A bit tricky within the context of flowing. How does one organize and relinquish control at the same time? Well, it's quite easy, really. Get yourself together and take care of the necessities, and this will restore balance in your life, allowing you the peace of mind that will enable you to relax. Today is White Wizard, which represents enchantment, receptivity, and timelessness. The wizard is one of the most elusive and mysterious characters in the Tzolk'in. People born on these days are very complex and hard to get to know. Wizard energy enchants us, and we all can fall under a spell on Wizard Day. This can lead to a very profound experience of this, can also lead to dumbfoundedness. Don't be surprised that by the end of the day you ask yourself, what just happened? The guide today is also White Wizard. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio. White Rhythmic Wizard, Kin 214, 29 October 2020. Balancing and Chanting Flow, 29-10-2020, equal 29-10-22, equal 11-1-22, equal 214, equal 7. 29 Trials, Tests, Spiritual Strength. 11 Portal Gate, Polarity. 2 Twins, Partners, Cooperation. 10 Manifest, Authority, Power. 1 New Beginnings, Leader, Original. 22 Architect of Peace, Master Builder. 4 Form, Structure, Foundation, Earth, Angelic. 7 Mystic, Magic, Spiritual, Initiation, Solitude. Kin 214 equals 7. Mystic, Magic, Spiritual. A double 7 code on a magical wizardry day. Absolutely perfecto. The Rhythmic Wizard code occurred 9 months ago on 11 February 2020. 11-2-2020 equal 11-2-22. 22-22 code. And today we have an 11-1-22 code. Another double gateway to construct our peace-filled foundation for New Earth. Divine synchronicity once more. Day 6 in the red moon wave spell of the goddess, who is enhancing our intuition and sensitivity as we purify our vessels in order to find our flow. Today we are organizing for more flow through balancing the flow of giving and receiving in your life, allowing for more joy, prosperity, and wellness to flow. The 1122 portal code is activating more flow of prosperity and security through building a solid foundation for the future. Tone of creation, rhythmic, tone 6 in the physical realm. Action balances, power organizes, essence equality. The rhythmic phase is the one where this all-adventuring and radiating miracle that is you learns to walk, but consciously, precisely, with fine organizational instincts, and what superb balance we see. Very soon you have mastered walking and are up and running. Go forth and explore your territory. Today is a great day to find balance in your physical reality, body, by becoming more receptive to the endless flow of timelessness, bringing endless opportunities and greater potential. We are organizing our physical reality and planet for more balance and equality, especially your financial reality. A fantastic day for spring cleaning, decluttering your house, space, organizing your office, channeling ideas, journaling, or reflecting on your dreams and desires. It is time to allow your enchanted seeds to sprout and flow through you, bringing them forth into your physical reality. What are you desiring and what are you projecting? Keep believing in the magic and keep expressing your radiant powers benevolently each day, and the universe will return the energy to you 10,000-fold. Magic happens. Today's question is, how can I organize my physical reality for greater balance and equality, opening to a greater flow of magic in my life, divine blessings for enchanting miracles, to bring balance and greater flow into your physicality. In Lakek Alakin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 214, White Rhythmic Wizard. The mantra, the code for today is, I organize in order to enchant. Balancing receptivity, I seal the output of timelessness with the rhythmic tone of equality. I am guided by the power of my own power doubled. So, beloved beings of light, on this most powerful day of activations. Let us know in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your visions, your dreams, and your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the subscribe button below. And as always, we have a link in the description below the video on the transcriptions of today's transmissions, and we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. I'd like to also thank everyone for your support and pledges on Patreon and your donations. It is because of the pledges that I'm able to bring these transmissions to you daily, and I'm about halfway to my goal of financial support. I'd like to welcome and thank Divine Sister of the Light, Fiona, for your pledge and support on Patreon. I'd also like to welcome and thank Divine Sister of the Light, Jana, sorry, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Looks like Jana Mancuso. Thank you, Angels of the Light. I appreciate you all, and I appreciate all of you for your continued support. We have a lot of great things coming. If you're new to my Patreon, be sure to scroll down in the feed. I have many different meditations and special videos, transmissions, and activations from sacred portals. There's one Kundalini training that will surely blast you to higher dimensions, but you just have to kind of scroll down or do a search for meditations, because there's many things that I release only on Patreon and will be in the future doing some live meditations and that. So keep your eye out. I'll keep you all updated. I'll be doing some raffles with spiritual gifts also to our pledges on Patreon to show my thanks for all of your support. Now today, as I'm in this beautiful cabin for the next 8 days or so, overlooking this amazing valley, today as the sun was setting, as I started recording this, the mist started lifting, the fog in the valley, and it looked very supernatural, feeling these energies of the mists, the veils lifting, revealing the non-physical, the higher dimensionals. This is the Avalon energy that was coming in, the dragon energies, the dragon's breath. It is about the mists that are manifest to reveal that which is hidden, the revelation. And as I was speaking with the owner of this property that I'm renting this cabin from, his beautiful angel doggy, a golden retriever, ran up to me and was jumping all over me and giving me kisses, and they were yelling for her to stop. I think her name, something like Cooley, and she is kind of like a darker red-brown, and she didn't want to leave my side. They kept calling for her. I have always had a deep affinity for obviously our animal kingdom and dogs and cats and many different species, but a deep affinity for golden retrievers. And I know from our gold dragon lineage that this gold dragon, or the gold energy, like the gold Buddha, the gold Christ, synchronically is linked to the highest light, to the highest code, the love energies. So that's why it's one of the most powerful tools for us to visualize the gold light, the gold ray, the gold energy. And it's alchemy, divine alchemy, transmuting lead to gold, lead being the lowest frequency to gold the highest. So it's from physical matter back to light. It's also symbolized this quantum leap of consciousness that we're transitioning through from Homo sapien to Homo luminous, light beings, which we know we're right at the precipice. We've reached critical mass. The 144,000 are fully activated. So it is up to us as the 144 to keep raising in frequency, raising in love, raising in energy through this ascension, through the feeling, the vortex that runs through our rainbow bridge. It's also connected to the Kundalini energy, but it's not something we have to force or fight against. In the water path that I teach, we call it the downward flow. It is the flow of the current. We don't swim against the current. Both take you to the same place, to the ocean of consciousness. But it is much quicker and easier to go with the flow, to allow it to carry you to source, to your highest self. And that is the freedom codes. That is the code of the eagle and condor coming together, the Christos, the Magdalene. This isn't something we force or fight for. It is something that we are aware of. we hold in our awareness, we hold in our consciousness, and you do not stress about it. You just add love, you add your light, your love to your divine union, because they are here now, regardless if you're with them or not. And it is that calling, you're letting the universe, letting source, letting your higher self know that you are ready. And that's why I have people leave in the comments what is in their heart, what they see, what they want for the new earth. And many feel that calling of the divine union. I was called into union with my queen, my goddess, my condor, through divine intervention. It wasn't something I was out seeking or looking for. I held it. She was in my heart my whole life. And when the time was right, the alignment happened, and there was zero doubt that she was my divine counterpart, and that she has been calling to me through eternity and through the ethers since the moment I came into this realm, because this is eternal union, and this is divinity. It goes beyond time and space, beyond the senses, beyond all concepts. So just keep walking your path, doing your work, your inner work, your external work, and transmitting your highest light, your highest love, your highest codes for this great awakening and for this manifestation of heaven on earth, the new Avalon, the new Eden, fully conscious, fully awake, fully aware, and divinity, the eternal bliss consciousness of the highest love that is held deep within our heart space. I call the soul star spark. It is the spark of divinity, of love, of light, of life that is within that still center, the 0 point energy. So as often as you can, allow your awareness into that space and feel your way through all veils, through all timelines, all dimensions, all realms, and keep going through and through and through until you totally break through. The compression breakthrough is for the collective. As we go through our individual ascensions, our individual breakthroughs, this is assisting all humanity and all sentient beings of pure consciousness to be able to do the same and achieve this awakening. So thank you all for coming on this great journey. We have been through much, and know that it is worth it, our mission is worth it, and you are worth it, Divine One. So it is time to celebrate, and it is time to dance with the cosmos in holy matrimony. So have a beautiful and blessed day. I love you all. Namaste.